Yo, what's up guys, Khalil here. Today I'm bringing you guys a deck list of what I call Miracle Monarchs. You could also call it Frog Heroes. I like Miracle Monarchs. This isn't this is not an original build at all. I've seen this build before. Basically, if you guys are familiar with it, it's basically the Hero Engine mixed with the Frog Engine. And the main purpose, you spam out Absolute Zero as much as you can. And it's a really fun deck. I kind of wanted to play heroes, but I got tired of playing the back row dependency with the heroes, so I figured I love playing Monarchs, might as well combine the two. And it's really nutty, works out pretty fun, so I got straight to the deck list, and let's go. So first off, you obviously play your 1 Stratos, and your 3 Alias. Your 3 Neos Alias is important because it's your light for your BLS, but it's also, in my opinion, it's the best hero engine right now. I do also play Ocean. To be honest, I don't ever summon this guy. The main purpose of Ocean is either to Future Fusion and dump Ocean and Treeborn for your Absolute Zero target, or if you have your Swap Frog, pitch it and get the special summon off, and you have a live elemental hero for your Miracle Fusion. So yeah, so that's it for that engine. Next up, the Frog engine. So it's a very basic Frog lineup. So I do play 3 Swap Frogs. Some people might go to 2 instead of 3. I like getting the Frog engine going. I like playing 3 because 3 means you see it quicker. If you prefer 2, that's a personal preference, but I like 3. I do play 2 Treeborn Frogs. That's self-explanatory. Ronin Totem, another questionable one. Some people like to drop this in their Frog hero deck, but I like Ronin Totem just because when you already have your Treeborns in the grave, it's good to summon this and get that pitch. And it's good for gacha plays, and it's just, I don't know, I've always been a fan of Ronin Totem and Frogs, so yeah. That's it for the 2 engines. Onto the Monarch lineup. I only run 5 Monarchs, so it's 3 Caius for very obvious reasons. The best Monarch by far, and very important for a couple of reasons. One being that it's a warder, so if you need to get that special summon for Swap Frog, you can discard it, and you can Miracle Fusion, remove this in an Elemental Hero or something, if you don't want to remove your Frogs for Ronin Totem. It's also very important because I don't run MST in this deck. That's why Mobius, it handles the back row for you. But for the most part, this deck can really eat up back row very, very easily. With your Chainable Gemini Sparks, which I'll get to in a bit, and your Monarchs, and just your Miracle Fusion just give you that extra push that you need to eat up those back row. So normally your Monarchs will come out first. They'll get either Phoenix Chained or Warning, and then you Miracle Fusion for an Absolute Zero, and they can't handle it after that. So yeah, that's the Monarch lineup. For protection, I play 1 Gores and 2 Trigs. Normally in hero builds, you don't want to run Trig because back row dependency, but since this is a Monarch variant and a Frog variant, you don't run back rows. So you keep a hefty hand, which leaves Trig pretty big. And don't forget about his second effect too. It's also very good. And third effect. Well, I do play 2 Veilers and also a Maxi. Veiler is important because it's a light target for BLS, which I'll also get to in a second. Maxi, if I had more than 1, I definitely would play it right now. Probably not 3. I feel like 3 is overdoing it. If you're worried about the wind-up matchup, if they loop you, you're dead drawing into dead Maxis after that, so it doesn't matter. But this is a very standard lineup. If you want to bump this up to 2, definitely go ahead and do that. 2 Thunder Kings. People are saying that it's not as good as it used to be. I disagree. I still feel like decks that really need to search, it just shuts so much of the meta down still. Of course, you know, Insectors get over easily, but that doesn't mean you don't play it. I'm a very big fan of this card in the meta right now. And then 1 Sangan, it's a dark target, and it searches out your hand traps and your Frogs, and I guess your Ocean if you really need to. Don't know why, but it's there. And lastly, of course, the BLS. You have enough Darks and Lights. You have your Caiuses for your Darks. You have your protection cards like Trigon, Gores, and your Sangan. And for your light targets, you have your Hero Engine, you have your Veilers, and you Thunder Kings. So it's really not dead mid to late game. Early game, it can be hard to summon, but in my opinion, you shouldn't summon this early game anyways. This should be your finisher, your big push for game. So BLS is still in here. That's it for the monsters. It's 26 monsters, and it is a 41 card deck, by the way. So move on to the spells, and obviously I don't play any traps, so this will be just the spells. So 3 Miracle Fusions. You guys may question me on the high number. I like to draw into it. I like to see it, and just Miracle Fusion for your Absolute Zero or your Shining or whatever have you. But Miracle Fusion is fantastic. I definitely would max out at this. Another thing you guys may disagree with me on, but I do play 3 copies of Gemini Spark. I know that the only targets I have is the 3 Neos Alias, but it's still a hero deck. So you are going to see your Neos Alias with your Strato Search or your E-Call or your Rhoda. So you're going to have your you're still going to have your aliases in your hand. It's very good for control, for getting rid of back row, since I don't play MSTs, and it's more importantly it's a draw engine for this deck. But keep in mind you can Miracle Fuse for the Shining, and then when the Shining dies, get an alias back, and then Gemini Spark is live. I like this at 3. 1 Future Fusion. The main thing you're gonna go for is Absolute Zero, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna go for Treeborn Frog and for your Ocean. And do not worry about that Treeborn being in the grave. You will get your Treeborn playoff because your opponent is definitely gonna want to get rid of this card. They're not gonna want to deal with the Absolute Zero, so they're gonna be forced to heavy or MST this, and you're gonna have your Treeborn play live again. So yeah. For consistency, this is for the heroes. Obviously your Rhoda and your E-Call, and I do play 2 for even more consistency. It is a hero deck still, even though you're playing frogs. But if you can open up with your first turn Stratos and get that plus, you definitely should do it. It's definitely one of the best plays. It's definitely by far the best first play you can make. So, and the rest of these are just staples: Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and lastly Foolish Burial. Like I said, I don't play MSTs. You should be able to manage fine with just a Heavy Storm and what else have you. Foolish Burial is actually really good, not only for getting your frogs, but for dumping your hero. Like say you have a dead Miracle Fusion in your in your hand. You just dump like an Ocean into the grave, and you have your live play again. And obviously good for your Dark or your Light for BLS. But yeah, that guys. Really quickly, I'll show you my extra deck. It's up for, you can change whatever you want. Whatever I have. So this should be Absolute Zeros. I don't have one. I just need to pick another one up. But 3 Absolute Zeros for this deck. 2 Shinings. I was considering putting this on a 1, but I'm keeping it at 2 for now. You never know, if some games you just may want to go into 2 of these. Great Tornado. Obvious reasons. Nova Master, even though I can't go into it because I don't play any fires, but he's in here just because I have him. So, and you never know. Gaia, the only Earth I play is Max C, but you never know, so yeah. I played 3 Synchros, so Formula Synchron for the Veiler and Treeborn, and then Scrap Dragon and Stardust to go with your Formula Synchron and the Monarch you may have. And then the rest are Exceeds, so Gachi Gachi for your frogs. Zen Mains is the only rank 3, since you don't really go into rank 3s in this deck. Trag and Monster Reborn leaves that open, so just in case you have your Zen Mains. And then Utopia and Roach, just because I have both, and you can go rank 4s, I guess, with your heroes. But yeah, so that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think, if you have any suggestions for it. This is a very rough draft. I just pulled it together very quickly. So, just a fun deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.